And now for our feature presentation.
This is great because on the back it actually says this film is also known as
The I'll Watch It Later podcast.
You ever heard of that film?
And now, on with the show.
We were actually quiet.
I know. But you can't you playing Pokemon? You can't text me during the other show, but you can play Pokemon during this one.
I'm not playing Pokemon. I was looking up the searcher so I could have it up and ready to go.
Sure.
Show prep.
I saw the Pokemon.
Yeah, on your couch before the mics even were near our faces.
I saw it right now.
I'm actually going to play Pokemon today.
Because you were.
It keep me distracted so I don't mess with you. How's that?
You guys, we have a show to do.
I watched the movie today. It was pretty good.
What'd you watch? Wait, let's do this. Wait, hold on. We should do this on a show.
All right.
Yeah, we should record it.
No.
3,
This is not a podcast.
2,
Fuck you.
1.
Don't stop listening to us.
Go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to I'll Watch It Later podcast. Podcast where we lie about the movies we've seen to impress our friends. What?
It's just the fastest thing I've ever heard.
I'm trying to get better.
Let's try new attempts.
What are you trying to surprise people? What do you listen to? The podcast.
He's like, this year I'm going to do.
He's catching everybody off guard.
I'm going to do quirky this week. This week I'm going to do frantic.
Last week was no energy. This one is too much energy. Next week, snack show, whatever.
It's like you're on cocaine or something.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to No, I'm just kidding. That sounds
Well,
stupid.
the gay community, he would be a bear. So I mean, I guess so.
Or horror.
Yeah, cocaine bear.
Yeah.
We watched that.
Cake. Anyway,
We'll talk about it here in a
I'll
second.
watch it later. Podcast.
Yeah, Well, I'm Aaron, as always, joined by my late.
2
But-
minutes. 2 minutes
friend.
late, and you weren't even ready.
I was ready.
Please.
I was just doing a favor.
A favor. I was taking care of my child.
That's just a favor.
That's not a favor.
That is a favor.
A favor is like I
Sure.
went to go grab something at Scott's house for him because he was
Parental
doing
responsibility.
something. Right?
It's
Whose favor?
Hey, man, after 3:45, my time clock
He's like,
punched.
Kim, you don't understand this favor that I'm doing for you.
You're lucky to have me. Hi, everybody.
For real. For
It's
real.
been a week.
It is. Anyways, late.
That's-
But my best friend,
yeah.
Jordan,
How you doing?
and yeah, the producer's over there.
It's me.
He's there.
It's been a week.
It's
Scott. Yes.
It's Scott.
That's usually how
Scott
7
just
days
sitting
work.
over here doing producer stuff.
I mean, barely.
I push buttons.
It's all right.
You
He's
pushed
producing
a
favors for his
button.
wife. I mean,
3:45.
cut
Time
me
clock.
off.
I don't even get paid. It's just like time card. I can tell you this.
Clocking out.
If
He's got one of those old-timey machines on the wall.
yeah, if,
Punches it. I'm off, Kim.
if being a parent was a actual job that you got paid for, I wouldn't do it. I would quit.
Isn't it the greatest job of all?
I would be screaming at my bosses, which is I assume are my children, and just be like, "Fire me already! Fire me!"
Oh, you don't get a day off.
What?
You
No,
don't get a vacation.
no.
No sick pay.
Oh, you're sick? Let me make your
Let
life
me do
worser.
worse.
Worser. Let me make your life worse. I can't even talk. I'm too busy talking about children's.
Oy.
Pretty soon, but in about 2 weeks, he's gonna be talking like Miss Rachel. Hi guys, welcome to the I'll Watch It Later podcast.
I think I'm in the mild stages of having a heart attack.
With Alzheimer's.
No. So, anyways, we did stuff this week.
On a positive
We
note,
watched movies, and next week is the snack show. And
All
hey,
kinds of stuff coming.
if you're new here, go to iTunes and tell us how bad we are or how great we are,
it just starts off with negative right away.
or just tell us anything.
Right.
Tell us what your favorite cookie is or something about yourself. I don't give a fuck. Just go rate us, and we'll read it on the air. I would love to read some of these reviews on the air.
And if you're new here, trust me, it's a treat listening to him to read anything. So, I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh, why? Because I can't read?
Yes.
I can read.
slowly.
he'll look
And
like
you mess up
Wow.
words.
he'll look like the guy
Are
in
you
the
serious?
I
in
hope
the
you're
searchers.
Korean when you do it. Right?
You think I'm stupid?
No, I didn't say you're stupid. You just read slow.
We never said that.
I was like
You just
I was
read
like in
slow,
audit-
you idiot.
honors reading in high school, so okay. Whatever. I guess I'm stupid now.
New
It's
bits.
fine.
Not stupid. You're autistic.
Welcome to Aaron Reads the Dictionary.
I can read.
Hard part. Aaron Aronson.
I don't know. Anything else you guys want to shit on me about? Oh, just remember, though, when I shit on you, you guys cry. So.
Let me think about
I
it.
don't cry.
Well, he already told us he's replacing us with his 2 funny friends.
God, when are they coming on?
Who?
Exactly.
Can they push fucking buttons as well as I do?
No.
I don't think anybody pushes that button like I do.
We're talking about your funny friends that you're inviting onto the show.
I have what?
Wow, this was a legitimate conversation.
45
not
seconds ago.
Less than 5 minutes prior
Oh.
to any of this,
Oh.
and then it's already gone.
Well, because I don't have any funny friends.
Well, you know. Well, you do, but we're
No,
already here.
you guys
we're
are
already
not
here.
funny. Like if you took funny people, and then there was a category of like funny and unfunny people, I'd be in the same category, but you'd fall into the unfunny people.
Mm.
I'm like the fucking John Wayne of funny.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes.
Well, that'll be the day.
Hey,
a
Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
We watched
funny
a movie,
person.
Pilgrim. Anyways, did you guys watch anything this week? I
What'd you
doubt
watch,
you
Scott?
watched anything.
Well, I started to watch. I started to watch White Noise, which was funny because my wife put it on.
Was that the one with the
The chemical spill with
Adam-
with
Oh.
Adam.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Adam
I'm
Driver.
thinking of the horror film.
I'm thinking the EAP or ESP, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started watching that, and then
that's
like
right,
I
I
just
forgot that
never
came out.
finished it because there was I don't know why.
Too much going
It's-
on.
it-
Too turned on.
It's
Couldn't
weird.
finish.
It was a weird movie, man. I mean, it had some merits. It was just weird because as I was watching it, I didn't realize that was. I was like, "Oh, this is the one that they're talking about that has the chemical spill in Ohio."
Right?
It's
Very
super
topical.
weird.
Yeah, it's directed by Noah Baumbach, who does crazy ass movies like the. Can't think of the name of it, but
Read it.
I don't know how to say it.
Wasn't it the vampire, like the zombie movie he did?
Did he?
No,
do
that was maybe that was him.
No, there's one that I wanted to pick for the show because I keep hearing how good it is, and it is. Oh, he did the Marriage Story, which is really good.
Okay. Yeah.
But he did this fucking word. It's very
Here-
Jewish.
here
The
we go.
Mirowitz Stories, I think, is new and old, and it's on Netflix as well. And it's like Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller and stuff like that. So yeah, and everyone says he's either hit or miss. And I saw that movie. I thought it was all right. The ending is way better than the rest of the film.
I forgot
was
about
gonna say,
completely.
It got a little bit. It was getting better towards the end. The whole beginning of that movie is just super weird. But I'm planning on finishing it.
It's weird because we're sold on this Adam Driver is a very good actor bit.
He is.
I know, but I haven't seen a whole lot of movies where they're great. Like, you know what I mean? Like Marriage Story is good.
Marriage Story is great.
It was good. It's depressing. But like,
His performance is incredible. So,
Anyway.
have you seen Patterson?
no.
You should watch that.
What is that?
It's a movie with him. He's like garbage guy. It's good.
With Charlie
I'd
Sheen.
rather watch
Charlie
Men at
Sheen
Work.
and
Exactly.
Emilio Estevez.
Go for that.
No, that's Men
That's Men at Work.
Men
at Work.
But I don't know. Like,
It's not
it's
a
just I
comedy.
just feel like he takes very odd roles where he's not like. You're not like, oh, I have to go see the next Adam Driver movie. You know what I mean? Like, he just kind of shows up in these movies. They're kind of good, and then that's it. Like, he's got what is it, 65 coming out next month?
Is that next
Or-
month?
I think it's next month. Yeah,
Who
March.
cares?
I'm
Who
going.
would know?
The movie fucking podcast.
No,
and this
I'm
guy
saying-
doesn't want me to talk about movies or what's
what I'm-
coming.
all I'm saying is
Just
that
wants to beat me up because I didn't really like jerk off to the Marriage Story.
Ever,
Fuck
no,
you.
no. I'm just saying it doesn't look like a very good movie.
I'm not saying it's a good. This is my point. Like, he does all these weird ass movies, like, but he's a good actor. Like, why is he in these roles?
I think he's good. The problem is that I think kind of your first large dose of him was Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Yeah,
So it's kind of
More
hard when
mainstream,
there's
at
somebody
least, yeah.
who's a real, like a character-driven actor, like that you're introduced to as they start branching out into other things. It's kind of
yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
I liked him in that Daniel Craig movie where they were trying to rob like NASCAR.
Logan Lucky.
Yeah, Logan Lucky was fun.
Silence was really good. I know neither of you have seen it. It's excellent. But he's not in the whole thing, so
Oh, there you go.
it's a Martin Scorsese film about like missionaries
Priests,
going to China, and a lot it kind of flew under the radar. I saw it in theaters. I loved it.
It's true. Anyway, did you watch?
I love
did
that you're just
did you
no-selling
half, Did you
everything.
half watch anything else?
That was the only thing other than our movie that we went out on our 3-way triple date.
That was fun. A lot of skiing that night. A lot of snow, if you know what I mean. I watched The Whale.
Oh, cool.
which I thought was okay. Like,
right, that's what I said.
and like Brendan Fraser, like
He's
again,
good.
he's a great actor. He's good in the movie. I don't think the movie was the best movie in the world, and it
Correct.
gets to the point where I don't think I like Aronofsky.
yeah, no,
like,
he
it's
can
weird.
suck my dick.
His movies aren't good,
Fuck
but
you.
he brings out good
Aronofsky,
performances
not you.
from people.
Yes.
No, it works either way. Like I didn't he did The Fountain, right? The one with Hugh Jackman,
Yes.
which I thought was a good movie, but not a great movie. He did, I think, it wasn't Pi, was it? Like one of his
No.
earlier ones.
No, he did Mother, which
Fuck,
can
Mother sucks.
lick it. He did Black Swan, which is the only good movie he did. He
Yeah.
did Requiem for a Dream, which was good. He did do Pi, The Fountain, Noah. Did you see Noah?
Sucks.
I thought it was all right. I
With,
didn't hate it.
with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, because they
That
made
seems like a
angels,
movie he
like,
shouldn't have made.
fucking trees or
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Aronofsky is very, like, oh, this could mean this. This is very subliminal, or this is this. And then he made Noah. And I'm like, and then he did Mother. Like, so I don't know if he's trying to work out some religious
That's
trauma
what
on
I'm
everybody.
saying.
And I think The Whale kind of leads into that as well.
Especially at the end.
But I just
I'm kind of disappointed because I was actually kind of looking forward to watching that. And
Go
then,
ahead.
I mean,
and
you
then as much
should.
people that are just like, it's fine. And
It
I'm like,
is.
because I only could really like devote so much time to watching movies. So I tend to like try to watch movies that I'm
should be
like,
on
okay,
a
this
movie
this is
podcast.
maybe something that I think might make like a top list or
Right.
something, or something
It's
that
not.
I should see. And if I hear that it's not that great, a lot of times I'm like, okay, I'm going to move on to something else.
Fraser's going to win Best Actor because I think the Academy has to give it to him.
I think
But
it's-
that movie
yeah.
it's
just-
a 2.
yeah.
I mean, the dude, it doesn't. It's fucking. Who cares? Like, he's a fat guy who's sad about his kid.
Shallow how. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just, it's weird because we had such a lead up to when it finally released, where it was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Right.
This is winning awards at all these things, and I'm just realizing that I think people just want to jerk off Aronofsky and at this point Brendan Fraser in this role, and I just. It exists. I'll never watch it again. I don't care about it anymore. Like I turned it off. I didn't really dwell on anything. I'm just like,
I haven't
Moved on.
I haven't seen anybody overly praising it. Like at least people I respect is what I
Right.
should say. In the movie biz, but I see a lot of like normies overpraise it. Oh, this is great. I'm like, what's so great about it? Explain it to me.
Rick
No one
O'Connell from
can.
The Mummy's in it.
Yeah. So it's just like, meh, whatever. Yeah, I completely agree. It's there. It exists. Fuck that movie. And fuck Aronofsky. Like I cannot.
I just
can't.
I want to
love-
like his movies.
I
just
will love
don't.
Requiem for a Dream till the day I die, which might be soon because I'm fat and I'm having heart problems. But Mother
From anxiety.
can
Mother was one of the worst movies. I've ever
fucking
seen.
suck
It was
every
weird.
inch of my chode. And then fucking this movie can also kind of do the same thing. I mean, was it nearly as bad so it can get like the leftover remnants, but it still sucks. And I just hate him so much because he thinks I know what he's doing.
He thinks
like,
he's smarter
He's
than
like,
everybody.
oh man, check out all this subliminal shit I'm gonna
No
put
one
in
will
my
ever
movie.
catch
And
it.
it's like, fuck you.
Wait till you see this guy
suck.
in a movie theater and try to shake his fucking hand.
Oh, I won't. I'll be. Remember, you know how I treat Tucson? I'll be like, "Oh, are you making another shitty fucking movie?"
Yeah.
I will say it to him.
We're doing a double feature of M. Night Shyamalan and Aronofsky, and Aaron's just going to be like, fuck them both.
I still get excited for Shyamalan movies
And I
because
don't
even
know
though they're
why.
terrible, they're entertaining to some point. You're like, you're like, "Oh, this is really bad," but
Right.
let's see how it ends. Aronofsky's just like, "Yeah, we get it. Oh, this is Jesus' metaphor. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you're so enlightened, guy. Get-
you didn't catch half the things I put in this movie.
right."
Like, because I didn't care.
Because
I was
none of it.
asleep.
None of it was important.
None of it made sense.
I fucking
because, like, you know how, like,
I could do an hour on
Eggers,
just how much I
like,
fucking
Eggers,
hate
like, especially, like, with The Lighthouse, there's a lot of metaphor, a lot of
right.
visual stimulus that's not really, dialogue driven and things like that. He does that shit well. Aronofsky's just, I think he's pretentious.
Yeah, but Eggers does it where he's like, "Hey, this is a period piece, and all of my metaphors and stuff are based in around this one
Right.
particular thing." Aronofsky's like, "I either love or hate Jesus depending on the movie I'm making. Figure it out." And it's like, "No, I don't like you.
Yeah.
So fuck off."
So yes, I
What else did you watch?
It's just that. I watched our movie that we went to last night. Then I watched our movie. I've been watching a lot of TV stuff. Last of Us, I think episode 6 was last week. We're going to be wrapping up that season. Mandalorian starts Wednesday. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming out.
Oh, it starts Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Cool.
Yeah.
I never watched the Boba Fett, but I will watch Mandalorian.
I think you can almost skip half Boba Fett. There's the last, 3 episodes of that season that heavily had the Mandalorian in it. And they kind of did their own thing and then kind of segues into this new season of The Mandalorian. So if you wanted to even skip Boba Fett, it's boring the first
I know.
half.
I heard everyone told me it sucked. And I'm waiting till the very last episode of The Last of Us to start it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think about it. Did you play the game?
I did.
Okay. Did you
Multiple
finish the
times.
game? Okay.
Yes.
So there is a lot of similarities, almost dialogue like 1-to-1 ratio. Scenes are almost 1-to-1. I mean, it's like watching a cutscene, but it's done well.
Then I'll just go to watch the cutscene.
Well, I'm just saying
kidding.
there's also subtle changes that make sense visually for the medium that it is in now. And then they did stuff in this last episode where, they introduced Jackson, which didn't really get introduced in the first game. It was like in the second game, but they've introduced it here, and storytelling wise, it made sense to do so. So I'm happy with the way the season's gone. I still am a little iffy on her being Ellie, but I still think she's doing a great job. I just think it's hard to get past some of your preconceived stuff that you're used to seeing.
They being
Pedro's doing a good job. I think it's still weird to see him as Joel, but it's a good show. I highly recommend it, and it's highly rated all across. Every episode has been highly rated, and it seems to be gaining steam instead of dropping people off. It keeps getting more.
I like that.
More people to watch. So I'm gonna be very interested in how they do these last 2 episodes.
Cool.
So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
I will not stand for misgendering on this podcast. This is your one and only warning.
What happened? They, them, she,
Yeah,
her, all
that's-
this.
Ellie, whoever plays her, is a non-binary.
That's fine.
I'm just,
They are doing an okay
I'm
job.
just kidding. Anyways, I watched a couple things. I'm slacking. I'm far behind, but I watched. I know the other night I watched Never Been Kissed because it was on.
Did you wait? You've seen it before, though, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, thank you.
I love that.
But
movie,
I
too.
haven't seen it in so many years.
Is that why you were sending me the Josie Grossi
Yeah.
shit? Okay,
Yeah.
It didn't make sense in the context of just randomly sending it to me, but now that I know,
What
okay,
it's
that makes
crazy is watching it and being like, "Holy shit, that's Jessica Alba! Holy shit, it's James Franco!" And it's before,
Uh-huh.
it's 99, so you're like, these people aren't even big yet.
There's the start of their.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Jessica Alba had done this, and then she did what was that? Idle Hands and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So she was still younger and showing up as the Valley Girl shit.
It was just funny seeing that, especially Franco, because he's like,
A rapist.
well, that, yeah, but I don't know. And then there's a whole that whole. Now that you watch it in 2023, it's oh, this is grooming, kind of, but not really, because she is of age. But
yeah, but he didn't know that.
Right.
It's like when I watch Mulan, and it's the main guy is kind of into Mulan, but as the guy, and then when it turns out to be a girl, he's like, oh, okay, so that's all right.
I knew
to be
that
this
the
attractive.
whole time.
Right? I knew that.
Oh, another movie trope
Wink, wink.
I hate.
You know what I mean? It's that feeling where it's he didn't know she was of age.
right.
Just because we do as the audience and she does as the protagonist, he's a fucking lech.
Right.
You're an asshole, and we're supposed to be okay with this
Yeah. No,
because
I.
it's funny.
That's the one from the 80s?
No,
Just one of the guys? Or
oh
what's-
my god,
is
yeah,
that
where
what
she
it is?
was the reporter that
Where she
wanted
played
to
on
be
the
a
football
guy.
team. No, the
Yeah.
one where she played on the football team.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, she was a reporter infiltrating the school, so
Yeah.
she
He's
was one of
talking
the
about
part of
Never
the
Been
football.
Kissed. He's talking about some movie from
No,
the 80s.
no. I know what he's talking about though because
It's
I
got the
remember.
classic scene where she's holding the helmets over her friggin'
Oh yeah, you
over
get,
her chest.
You get to see her chest first.
Yeah.
No, I remember the '80s,
I
just
never-
Zapped.
I never saw this
I
film.
love the '80s. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say movie tropes I cannot stand is when I'm in love the dude dresses in super drag and there's always one person who's like, that is the most beautiful Jack and fucking Jill. Who's seen that? Me, I have.
But white chicks.
Yeah.
Terry Crews was
Yeah.
into one of the Wayans brothers as the
And
white chick. I'm
I-
like, you look fucking gross.
I can't stand that trope because then they find out they're a guy and they're like, gross. And it's like, no, you liked him as a wit. You clearly have some demons. And then, and as I was saying last night, just the movie tropes I cannot stand out on the table. When somebody eats something and then they find out that like it's made of something that they don't particularly like, and then spit it out. And they're like, "But you were just eating it.
You were just enjoying every second of it."
Guano bowls, collect the whole set. That's the reference that I was going with.
Guano.
Yeah, because he's drinking out the water out of it, and he's like, "Oh, this is the best water." And then you're like, "Yeah, it's guano bowls," and he's like, "That's gross."
Now
And
it's the
like-
worst thing he's ever
it's
had.
like,
Yeah.
"But no, that's not how it works, guy. So
It's like, oh, you spit in my burger? Well, it's delicious.
yeah,
I
exactly.
hope I don't get sick, but otherwise.
And then what else I watched Do the Right Thing, which I told you both about.
I
I'd
don't know
never
why
seen it.
you're doing this, where you're picking these movies to watch and catching up in 2023,
I can
and these could be great
Oh,
movies.
did
to
you
just-
see it?
I've
No.
seen it, but has
Is it-
Scott seen it?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So
You're
what
right.
happens?
But you didn't
is,
check with us first.
See,
That's what
I think
wondering.
what's happening is Aaron has to live up to the self-proclaimed
choke more on the cock.
cinephile.
Right.
Because we've typed it out on like the description, so he's got to watch these movies to give him the street cred.
I can tell you why. I have a watch list on Letterboxd.
Oh, go ahead, tell us, you guinea bastard.
Yeah, I have a watch list on Letterboxd. Amazon is up sometimes. It's the first movie I see, so I hit play.
Would it be hard to just be like, hey, have you guys seen this? Before I delve into.
Well, I usually ask you, and
19
you've seen
you've
it.
never done it.
The Lindsay Lohan movie I wanted to watch, you'd seen, so I'll watch it
terrible.
myself.
Yeah, please watch it by yourself.
I
I,
will.
don't want to watch
So-
it. And I know why you brought it up, too, because I finally caught up on that
Yeah.
episode of Colors of the Dark.
But
and they're raving about it. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know what movie you're fucking talking about. It's a shit movie.
I don't care. I want to see it anyways. But
You
this
can
is
see it. I
But
don't
this is
want
what
to.
I'm saying, because most of the time I will bring up something I want to see, and you will be like, "I've seen it," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I'll go watch it. So I'm just watching movies that I've already known that you've told me you've seen.
Okay, well, as long as we're checking in, because you're like, I've never seen this. It's a banger of a movie, and I was like, yeah, I've never seen it either. It would have been nice to talk about.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
The King of Comedy, I could have swore we talked about, because
No.
when we originally, me and you saw The Joker, and I thought you had been like, "Oh, it's like The King of Comedy." And I
well,
was like,
that's
"Oh,
what
he's
everyone was
seen
comparing
that."
it to, and that
So
was my
that is
reference.
why
Gotcha.
my bad. If I would have known, I knew you'd seen Do the Right Thing because we had talked about it before.
We need to make a master list.
Clearly. But then I watched a movie that neither of you have seen, and I did not ask about it because it was on the little thing right in front of me, and I was just like, you know what? Why haven't I watched this?
What is it?
Anton Yelchin, Odd Thomas. Have you seen it?
Yes, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
then
I've
good.
seen it on Netflix like a ton of times, and it's like I
Yeah, who
remember.
hasn't seen that
I actually remember
You've
the
seen
box
it?
art because
No.
if you're not paying attention, there's another movie with Henry Cavill that almost has that same box art.
I know.
And
what
I
you're
always
talking- yeah.
I always confuse the two, and then Odd Thomas is the Anton Yelchin one.
But
But yes,
I liked
a
it.
while ago.
I liked it.
haven't
And it's
seen
not a
it
good
recently.
movie.
No.
Which is my favorite type of movies. They're not good movies that I like. But
There's a lot. I mean, those are fun.
I got a little weepy at the end, but it's okay. Just
Is
a
it
movie.
weepy because of the end, or weepy because like that dude went out? Because
Well,
he
no,
fucking
no,
cheated
no.
or whatever?
Yeah, no.
'Cause that sucks.
Weepy because of the end of the movie. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I watch it, because I love that guy, and I'll never see him in anything
Fucking
again.
love Green Room.
Green Room is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah,
Patrick
it's-
Stewart as a Nazi is pretty great.
It's awesome.
He should play that in Star Trek.
He is
A Nazi,
Picard
space
season
Nazi.
3. But Picard season 3 is a space Nazi.
That's
I ruined it for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something I need to start, but I haven't started yet. So
What?
Picard season 3.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the next one I'm going to do.
I hear
which
that's
I'm hearing its third season's great.
I hear that's woke garbage.
Oh, yeah, every Star Trek season from the 60s to now has been woke garbage.
No,
if
I
you
just
wanna
heard Picard
classify
is
it.
woke garbage.
It's all the same.
It's all
Space awesomeness.
It's all
I
socialism.
mean, again, this time he's a space Nazi, so who cares?
that would be
see how that
funny
works
if he's
out.
like, I'm going to go to a painting school now.
Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah.
Black lives don't matter. It's like, Jesus. Fucking make it so, I guess. I don't know.
Make it so. It's time to take over the space.
Klingons were just no. it's
First,
not
we'll
good.
take over space Paris or whatever.
Space
we'll
Paris.
occupy space fucking Poland.
Space Wall Street. We're occupying Space Wall Street first. So woke.
Anyways.
But yeah.
And then all of us saw Cocaine Bear last night, so we could start
Did
talking
we
about it.
ever
Please,
see
let's
Cocaine
talk
Bear?
about that movie. I have not stopped thinking about that movie. I was telling people about parts of that movie and found myself laughing, just me retelling parts of that movie, and I'm just like, okay.
This is one of those movies where I've seen, like, if you're scrolling through Facebook, they are advertising the shit out of this movie, and people are like, I mean, they're like, this looks like dog shit. This looks like a terrible fucking movie, and I'm like, you're not wrong, but here's the problem: The problem is that you're going into this thinking that you're getting a serious movie.
Who's going in thinking this?
Yeah.
I don't know,
No,
because apparently people on Facebook think that they're fucking talking
say-
about it.
if
Anyone
you
that's
say
seen the
one
first trailer
If you
knows
say
you're not going in seeing a
one
serious
ticket
movie.
for Cocaine Bear, I would assume that
Well,
you're
there-
not
There's
thinking
people
you're
that are
getting
asking, they're
serious.
like, is this supposed to be funny? Or is this supposed to be... And I'm like,
Look at the
do
title.
you not watch the fucking previews? Because I'm laughing at the bear scooching itself across the fucking floor.
He's on his back. He's like, I got you. I can't stop laughing.
which made me kind of do a dive. Aaron's having a heart attack, everybody. Which is
Told you I
making,
was going to.
he's just grabbing his chest. One day it'll be on
I'm
air. Man.
coming.
It'll be the greatest fucking. It'll just be our greatest episode.
We're like, never cut it
Started doing like bubbly things. So I don't know.
It's
out.
called
That's
gas.
all. Yeah, you gas.
But it's. I mean, it's. It made me start kind of doing the deep dive into like the actual story, which apparently the bear did eat a fucking kilo of fucking coke,
Right.
and apparently it's stuffed in some like restaurant or some shit.
It's like in a restaurant or a museum in like
Yeah.
Kentucky or Georgia or something like
Did
that.
it die?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
dead. They found
instantaneously.
it
No,
dead.
no,
like,
no. I knew
His
it was-
heart fucking exploded.
Oh, okay.
No, he's still
From
alive,
the
just
cocaine?
sitting
No.
in the restaurant.
That's not what I meant. Did it die from the cocaine? Is what
Yes.
I think that's what they deduced.
Because apparently it ate the whole
fucking
thing.
brick.
Yeah, the whole brick of fucking
did it
courcocaine.
kill people?
no,
That's
that's where
all
it deviates
the,
like
yes.
big time. Like the
Bummer.
guy who jumps out of a plane was overloaded. He ends up dying. The bear gets into the cocaine. The bear ends up dying, and then they find all the cocaine. So all the news footage at the beginning of the movie, that was all real
It's all
footage.
real, yeah.
But that's where the story deviates. None of the fucking bonkers ass shit we saw last night ever happened in the real
darn.
story. And for like anyone listening that doesn't know anything about this movie, it takes place in '85. It's a real story. A drug dealer was flying a bunch of drugs in a plane, decided to bail out, unloaded all the drugs out of the plane, and jumped out of the plane. In the
Knocked
real
himself
story,
on the way out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny. In the real story, he overloaded himself, so the parachute couldn't carry the weight, and then he ended up dying on impact. And then that was pretty much the basis of it. The movie, however, deduces the fact that the bear not only gets into the drugs, but becomes so heavily addicted to the drugs that all it wants is more drugs.
Just do a
and
blow.
will just kill everything and everyone in its way, and
And it's fantastic.
it's fucking hilarious. And I'm sorry, if you see the title Cocaine Bear
Right.
and you think,
That's what
is
drew me
this
in.
a sequel to Scarface?
This guy.
That's what drew me into it. Because
It-
I'm like, finally, someone not taking themselves serious.
It's
Scott thought it was
it's
about
literally-
a gay guy who did cocaine.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar.
Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, it's fucking great. I don't care if you stole that or you made that up.
See?
Man, that's the fucking
See?
hilarious.
We're your fucking funny friends now.
Jordan's funny.
Bitch.
You're not funny. He just said you stole it. You stole it.
He must have. Anyway,
Cocaine, drug lords, bear, Escobar.
Wow, you explained the joke.
Dude, it's fucking
That
hilarious.
makes
it's
jokes
like
funnier.
game night. We're
It's
playing. What
hilarious.
do you mean?
I know you think I know you think that I can't make shit up.
That's funny. You made me laugh. Anyway, but yeah, this movie is everything that it's advertising. It's just fucking Cocaine Bear. Like they insert a story into this and try to make it like about parenting and being good parents.
But you're
And
not.
honestly, that's the worst parts of the movie where it's like, oh, you're inviting me to try to care. I don't care. Kill more people. Let me see the bear do some crazy shit. Like
I did, however, care watching two young children do lines of rails of coke.
they had me. Okay, so the movie had me almost immediately when the drug dealer knocks himself out falling out of the plane. That was funny.
Yeah.
What really hooked me in, and I leaned in and said it while we were watching it, was the fact that they had these two kids, probably, 10, 12?
10, 12,
Something
yeah.
around there. They're hiking in the woods alone.
they're
They
like
ditch
6.
their mom. They ditch school. They find a big brick of the cocaine. The boy, who's obviously into the little girl, is trying to be like, oh, I've done coke before. Ha, ha, ha. And she goes, well, do it again. He goes, well, but we're hiking, thinking of a million excuses not to do it. It's fucking kind of funny. I like that kid. He was fun. And so the little girl's like, okay, well, here, show me how to do it. How do you do it? And he goes, I don't know. I think you eat it. They're like, well, how much is enough? I don't know, a tablespoon? And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, they're going to fucking OD on cocaine. So she takes a knife and gets the biggest pile of cocaine onto the knife. And I'm like, if they make these kids do drugs, it is a
This is
10
gonna be the
out of 10.
greatest.
And sure enough, mouthful of Coke, and then spits it out, and they're like, ugh. And then so the little boy does it, spits it out, and then the bear comes, and it's, oh my God, I was just laughing so hard. Mister, I don't laugh in movies most of the time.
Right. Hey guys, I
Would
don't laugh
not
in
stop.
movies ever.
That's not what I said.
Constantly
I
laugh.
know what
I
you
said
said.
when I'm sitting alone, but this
No,
is probably
I
an
think
exception.
this would have been the
Yeah,
exception.
if this
to
is
the
an
rule.
exception. I'd probably be laughing out loud.
I hadn't laughed this hard in a movie in a very long time, and the premise is so simple, and it is sophomoric as you
ridiculous.
think it's going to be, but it works on that level. And I think for me, I would watch this again. I probably would still laugh again. It's going to be something that I talk about. I mean, there was that part where the detective, the cop, was on the gazebo, couldn't get down because he couldn't figure it out, and then Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., reaches for his gun and he shoots him in the hand.
Oh, Jesus.
And he shoots off his pointer finger and his ring finger in one shot. And the other guy's like, oh my God, how did he even do that? They weren't even next to each other. And I'm just like, I'm crying laughing. This movie was so fucking
so many
funny.
stupid parts, man. And it's
When the lady came
and
out
it's super
of-
violent.
Oh my God.
It's actually pretty and for the CGI, it was actually quite impressive because for being so violent, it made me laugh.
There were parts where I could kind of tell there was somebody in a bear suit, that gets the bear arm coming through, and it's this is an SNL sketch. And then there's like parts where the bear did look very CGI, and then there was parts where I'm like, did they have a real bear on set? Like, they did pretty well for what this movie is.
That was another comment I saw was somebody complaining about the
bear looks fake.
No,
Shut up.
Complaining about how dare they put like bears through this in these movies. And
Oh,
stuff.
they
And
must
I'm
have
like, what do you
not
think
seen
they
the
just-
end where Ray Liotta's literally beating a bear cub with the butt end of a rifle. I felt bad for the bear at that point. Like at some point, you're not really rooting for the bear, but you want the bear to fucking kill people because it's funny.
Yeah.
Say bear more.
Bear, and then toward the end, you're starting to feel more sympathetic for the bear because then you find out the bear has cubs, and those cubs are also addicted to cocaine. And then like Ray Liotta's like beating it and kicking it, and I'm like, they're gonna kill bear cubs? I'm like starting to feel bad. And then Ray Liotta gets
You mean the
gutted
bear
out.
cubs that were addicted to cocaine?
Yeah, I felt bad for them. I felt bad.
It's funny.
Yeah, it was fun. I love this
then-
movie.
And then Mama Bear gets knocked out, and of course, the one thing that brings her back
Cocaine.
is the plume of cocaine.
Not coke. No, she wasn't knocked out. She got shot.
She got shot,
Well, she
And then
rolled
she landed
down
on her
the
back.
freaking mountain and hit the rocks and was like out cold.
which is hilarious because you think she's dead. She gets shot, she falls down, hits her back, and she's gone. Like, and then Aaron goes, "Man, I kind of feel bad for the bear now." And I'm sitting there going, "You know what? You're right. That sucks."
And I
And
go,
then,
that
nope.
bear ain't dead.
The bear ain't dead. And then cocaine time. It's that one little bit of extra energy. It fucking comes out of nowhere. I just love it.
This is the epitome of a turn your brain off movie, man.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
just
Don't
go
say that.
and enjoy it for what it is. I mean, it's I hope
Not
and-
much to think about.
And as much as I would love to see like 9,000 sequels of different animals on different drugs,
Meth Gator.
I think it would get played out really quick.
Oh, sure.
But this is, dude, this is such a fun movie to watch, man. Go watch it.
I enjoyed it.
It was all right. Oh, I'm
Way
kidding.
to
I'm
no-sell
totally
it.
kidding. I'm totally kidding. I mean, I liked it. I did. I thought the visual
You
effects.
were laughing. We
Yeah,
were all having a
absolutely.
great time. This is a fun hang out with your friends movie.
I thought the visual effects were fucking terrible.
In
but,
some cases. yes.
and yeah, if the bear wasn't on screen, I didn't care what was going on.
Dude, the old lady on the gurney goes
Oh,
bouncing
man.
outside the ambulance, dude. I just do that part
TikTok
cracked me
guy
up
was
so
kind of
bad.
funny for a minute.
TikTok guy was funny.
Like when his
TikTok guy
wrist was
was
all
always-
fucked up. And the bear, yeah.
So go see Cocaine Bear.
Please,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's
support this shit. Like, I want more dumb movies. Like, I like Oscar-winning movies. I like good storied movies. I like movies that really take themselves serious and really give me something good to think about. I also think there's a place for shit like this.
Yeah,
and
we need to see
Creed
more bears,
3.
Support it.
more bears
Like,
doing
fuck-
rails of coke.
Right.
What about
Give me
Creed
more
3?
bears
It's
full of
coming.
coke.
It's coming with the anime fights.
I know.
Maybe if he does cocaine or something.
Well,
Sure he
I'm sure
does.
he does cocaine in real life.
But yeah,
Don't
Cocaine
sue
Bear,
us, Michael B. Jordan.
pretty damn good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, go see it.
maybe or don't.
It's
know what? Go
it's,
see it.
It's
We
a
got to use
fun
Movie Pass for the
night
first
out.
time.
You got to move movie pass.
You
I,
didn't use it?
I didn't get mine yet.
Oh, okay.
I said it should be. I didn't know if it was or not.
And, I was right completely. You have to have your card.
Thank you.
I was right that whole
Oh, no,
time.
no,
I was
no,
telling
no,
you
no.
there's no recording
No,
of this.
I have the
You know,
text
recording.
messages.
Yes.
Let's say.
Anyway, yes, I was wrong. I'll admit it. You do need your card. They haven't got the app version of
I hope
yet.
the people in hell are
No one
enjoying their
cares.
ice water.
No one cares. You're wrong twice on the last show. I was wrong.
About
once.
what?
Isabella Rossellini's not in
No.
Pulp Fiction.
And what was the other one?
I don't know. I'm sure
Yeah.
something else is in
So
there.
you weren't.
I'm sure we could find
I'm not
out.
You were
Find
wrong
something.
about being wrong, and
Make
wrong
a
about me being
compilation for
right.
the end of the year show. All the things.
All
you
the
said
things
that were
I
wrong.
said that were wrong.
It's an hour-long
I
compilation.
was wrong, but I admit it right away.
Eh.
Hey, do it, but put in the background. Put I was wrong.
There you go.
Social distortion.
Social D.
Yeah.
I was wrong. That would be cool.
I also like when you start singing songs, and sometimes you don't do the melody right.
Yeah.
Like when you were doing like science fiction double feature, and like I couldn't
Oh,
tell what
you
you were
know why?
singing
'Cause
because
I
you
was-
weren't even singing the actual like
Do you know why?
melody of the
I
song.
was
So I'm like,
doing
what are you
the
singing?
Me First and the Gibby Gibbies version.
Got it.
And it's so much faster. It's like a science. It's a very, very pop punk song. I
Sure
mean,
is.
it's not, but they did it pop punk. Can you do me a favor before we start talking about the Searchers?
Do I need to like get you a food or something?
No.
Go give me a Coke.
Could you give me a couple aspirin?
No.
I hear it
Go grab me a
thwarts
slice of
off the
pizza.
heart attacks when you start having heart attacks.
Can you just start putting sounders when it's your movie, and just like do 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 do
Score.
or something like that? Yeah. So you want to introduce?
We've
yourself?
had this discussion though, man,
Or
because
it's just
you
like the
guys
sound of
pick,
Barry Bonds hitting another home run.
Yeah, you guys pick movies that you want to see. If I picked movies that I want to see, we'd be reviewing fucking Cocaine Bear all the time. So
I'm fine
I
with
try to
that.
pick movies that I know.
He's
are-
like, have you guys
are
seen
big
Cocaine
movies.
Bear? And I'm like, yeah, dude, we saw it together.
Dude, we were all
right,
there.
I'm gonna pick Cocaine Bear.
all right,
I'm like,
man.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
that I guess I got to go back to the drawing board again,
Big gulps, huh?
It goes on. Well, see you later.
which was a line that we got to use
Right at the
in
end.
the movie.
and then
so
we
good.
did because there were big gulps in the movie. Oh, and that girl remembered me,
Yes.
and I was very excited
We
about
did.
that.
We did get to
Verify
witness-
the story.
So we went to our version of the Alamo Draft House. It used to be Alamo, now it's what's called the Majestic, and it's the same setup. You go in, you eat food. It's all delicious. I had a cookie; it was wonderful. But the person who was our server / waitress, whatever, was the same girl that Aaron had the incident when he went and saw Infinity Pool, and the old man who just couldn't figure out his life 3 rows up, and
I wanted
he's
to
like,
fight
"Oh,
him.
you remember when that happened?" And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah, well, that was fucking weird." And it was just like a whole bonding experience between him and
And then
her.
we became best
We got to
friends.
see it happen. It was fun.
It was very fun. So
She was
this-
very surprised that
if-
he remembered. And I
if
was like,
you-
he doesn't do much else. So
I go to the theater, and that's it.
that's it.
and then
In fact, we thought he was gonna, and then he decided to touch some exposed wires, and I thought he was gonna die in a movie
I
theater.
don't think they were exposed.
I don't know what that was. Like it
They
looked
did
like
have
it was
the red.
They were pretty exposed.
I mean, hold on.
like that
They-
can't be legal.
I don't know
right?
if they were live
It's an
though.
ocean.
Is what I meant. They did have the red cap on them, but whatever.
Well, I'm sure there's no plug that just turns that one thing off.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows? Anyways, what did we watch this week?
This week, we watched the 1956 Western, directed by John Ford, starring John Wayne, The Searchers.
From the thrilling pages of life rides a man you must fear and respect. A man whose unconquerable will and boundless determination carved a lusty, rough, and boisterous slice of history called The Searchers. It's John Wayne as Ethan Edwards, who had a rare kind of courage. The courage that simply keeps on and on, far beyond all reasonable endurance, never thinking of himself as martyred, never thinking of himself as brave.
So we'll find him in the end, I promise you. We'll find him.
Here is the story of a man, hard and relentless, tender and passionate, of people who dared to challenge a hostile land.
Let's go!
You watch The Searchers, Pilgrim.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
I'm John Wayne, Pilgrim. From the second I'm on screen, I have that John Wayne accent, Pilgrim, and that's all I can think of the entire time watching this film.
So were you just fucking with me yesterday because I said I hadn't watched it yet, and you were like, yeah, John Wayne in it for like almost 5 minutes of the movie he was in it. And
No.
I'm like, what? He's not in the movie
No,
that much?
No, you misunderstood what I was saying. I said
Okay.
he's in it, I said when he comes in the first 5 minutes of the movie,
He's the most John Wayne he'll
That's
ever be.
exactly what I was saying.
I thought you
Thank
were saying like he was
It's
only
not
in
like
the movie
No.
very
No,
little.
he shows up and opens his mouth and is like, yeah, it's fucking
Oh
John Wayne.
yeah, which I
That's
fucking love.
exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you, Jordan.
I'm back from the Confederate Army,
Yes.
assholes.
I hate the blacks.
And the Indians, and you're not family, you fucker.
So pretty much,
Pilgrim.
John, he's his character Ethan comes home from the Civil War, and he comes home to his brother's house, and the Comanches, which is
Comanches.
The
super,
Comanche.
yeah, super weird the way they pronounce it because
No, it isn't.
It
It's
throws me
Southern
off because they're like
rejects.
it's the Comanche,
Every time.
it's the
And
Comanche.
he's so upset about it. Every time.
He is very
It's so much
racist.
vitriol every time. Comanche comes out of his mouth. I'm like,
No, I was just like, I'm like Comanche, like that's
well,
what
and it
I'm
made me
waiting
think,
for.
like, are we saying it wrong? And they
Yeah,
were right.
but they were
or-
saying Comanches at the end of the movie.
I don't know.
So is it like geese and goose?
Or
I'm sure
like,
it's a
it's like the singular. He's only talking about one Comanche. It's Comanche.
Scar.
Right.
Scar's the Comanche.
So he essentially comes home from the Civil War, and they just obliterate and murder his brother's family and kidnap his brother's daughters.
Natalie Wood.
And it's his quest to
Didn't she die in a
find
boating
them and
accident?
get them back.
The rumor is that Christopher Walken and somebody else may have killed her.
Yes.
But no one's ever solved it.
Wasn't it? What's his bucket? That guy?
I know who you're talking
Phil
about.
Spencer?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
no, they think he killed his wife. Anyway, sidetrack. Anyway,
Phil
I like-
Spencer?
Well, I don't know
I mean,
who.
Spectre?
Spectre.
Sure. Bro, I'm
Add
not.
that to the
No,
highlight
I'm
reel
not
for me.
wrong because I don't know. I'm asking.
Phil
It's Phil
Spector. Is it
Spector.
Phil Spector?
Yes.
The,
Like
was
a
he
record
a director?
producer.
Or yeah, record
Yeah,
producer.
it was like music. This is the research portion of the
Yes.
show.
No, you guys keep talking.
Anyway, this is your movie. You set it up. You
Yeah.
do all your
I did
thing.
set it up.
Oh, that was it. Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
how-
That was
that's
the
how
whole
that's how
setup.
basic that was it.
Slaughtered his family.
And then he went to go
No,
slaughter
but-
everybody else.
Well, they like drew him out. They killed one of their cattle to lead him away
Yeah,
from
I mean
the fucking.
the Comanche drew them
way
out by
you say
killing
it.
their cattle, and essentially they go back, and Luke realizes that his family's been burned and destroyed, and because that's exactly what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Star Wars,
Right.
When he goes back to the house, and
That
it's just
probably-
burning.
fucking
scene
Aunt
was-
Beru and Uncle Crispy are dead.
Yes.
I'm assuming that is where George Lucas got the
Well,
scene
there's a
in
lot
Star
of stuff in
Wars.
this movie. I mean, because again, we go back to the fact that we watched Once Upon a Time in the West. Well, this one takes place in Monument Valley as well.
Yeah, it looked the same.
The opening, honestly, that opening shot though, when she opens the door and you see Monument Valley out in the distance, and you know the just the dirt and the desert and stuff. I was like, man, that's a cool shot, man.
Like, did
I'm
they just have like one house that all the westerns filmed at in Monument Valley
Maybe.
back in like the 50s and 60s?
Because it all looks the same.
Like, yeah, we just got to change the angle a bit. But
I don't want to
this
get
is
too
it.
far away from the beginning because I loved the beginning where he walks in and he's trying to deputize everyone and they keep interrupting him. He's like, shut up and let me finish.
That
And
was so hectic to the point where I was actually kind of getting annoyed by it because like no one can get dialogue out that made sense, and it was like I'm gonna talk, no, don't interrupt me. I'm gonna talk, don't interrupt me, and then it was just such a cacophony of like noise. It like actually made me mad for a minute. I'm like, stop! Like this is so frantic for this
there
type
was
of
a
movie.
lot of talking over, a lot of people talking over each other. But I mean, this is again. I've seen quite a few John Wayne movies. I mean, I've seen True Grit. I've seen a few of his other ones. I don't think I really sat down and watched like a catalog of John Wayne. And
How old was Natalie Wood when this movie came? I mean,
15.
okay, because I was gonna say, dude, she was in some movie in like 1983 called Brainstorm, and all I can think of is Millhouse, Thrill House, Brainstorm,
Green Needle.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay,
Is that it?
that I was okay. Thank you. I was
Glad
like,
somebody knew it.
but no, I mean, I've been hearing about this movie forever. John Ford made The Searchers, and then all these directors who I love, like Quentin Tarantino. Oh wait, I like him.
What?
It's never been brought up before. And others, Steven Spielberg, stuff like that. They kind of latched on and created stuff out of this film, and
It's
I
kind of an inspirational
yeah,
footing.
but I didn't see a ton of it in this movie. I guess I saw some of it, like the Star Wars thing, and but like I always hear like Paul Schrader wrote Taxi Driver after watching this film, and it's like,
Well, I think it was more after John Wayne's character, because John Wayne was very much like he's almost like an anti-hero in this movie, because he's like kind of an asshole.
Kind of.
And you don't
He
want
was an asshole from start to finish.
I was just gonna say,
you don't really like him, but you're rooting for him. You know, so it's like you're kind of like, oh, yeah, like I kind of hope he gets what he needs to get done, you know, and it's like, but you're like, God, he's kind of a dick.
I like it when he's like, Uncle Ethan, don't call me that.
Don't call me uncle.
call
I
me
ain't
grandpa.
your uncle. You
Don't
ain't my
call me-
nephew. Don't call me grandpa. Don't call me sir. Well, what do I call you?
Ethan.
My name's Ethan. Okay. I mean, I get it. It's kind of funny.
I guess.
He's not. Don't come at me.
You're
high on
no-selling
there.
it.
Oh, Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about it. I want you guys to talk for a minute.
There was a bunch of like time jumps in this movie, like you said last night. Who would know? Because it doesn't really tell you. It's very convoluted. I think.
I don't know. See, I got it differently.
I didn't realize it was 5 years later until someone finally says, "Well, we've been at this 5 years and we still haven't found her." I'm like,
Right.
Has it been 5 years?
Yeah, you got to kind of pay attention, because I think what happens is you were talking about it being like jumpy, kind of all over the place, like a timeline. I saw it as like they did the thing, and then it was a year later because they showed up at whoever the other family's house was.
That chick wanted to bang the son, but he was like,
so
no banging for me.
That's like a year later.
Incredibly.
And then as she gets the letter from him after he married his Indian princess.
Look.
Yeah. So as she gets the letter, she's reading the letter, and it's hearkening back to them actually going through
Right.
that
So
experience.
we're seeing about 45 minutes of flashback at that
Right.
point.
So it's like she's reading that letter in real time, and it goes back to like the actual events of the
Because
thing happening.
the way letters happen, that probably took 3 months to get to him. Who knows what time frame?
Well, I think
we're
she said at
this
one point that the letter was like a year old by the time they got
I don't
it.
know. Dad was happy to have 2 letters in 1 year, like it was a fucking Christmas gift to this.
God,
man.
if you brought him to this day, he'd fucking his head would explode.
Email, fuck.
I get shit instant.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't mean it like. I just meant that like a ton of time passes in this film. That's was what I was saying is like, but you wouldn't really know unless you were like,
Yeah, it's kind of
you
squeezed
know what I
in.
mean? Like
but
it doesn't feel like it.
But I get it with the Western thing, because I mean that's how it was. It's
That's
like
how
when
it was.
when you went places, it took you months and months to get there. So it's like I get where they were going with it, and I understood it.
And then there's tons of Stockholm syndrome in this movie, and then there's tons of like, I want to be with her, and it's like, why are we doing this? And she, at one point, John Wayne's like, I'm gonna shoot you. Like she's like, I think he wants him to shoot her or something like that, and he's like, okay. And then
Wait,
guy's like,
who?
Little Debbie,
yeah, remember?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I know. He wants to shoot Debbie because
because she's been indoctrinated
because
by
he
the
hates
Indians.
the Comanche so bad, and it's
She's
some-
been tainted with the
Well, and here's the
Comanche
thing, like,
sperm.
immediately in the first part of the movie when the Comanche Scar and they come to raid the homestead after they've led the men off.
Yes.
When Debbie goes, she's right by a gravestone, and that gravestone is Ethan's mother's gravestone, and on that gravestone you see she was killed by the Comanche. So that's what sparked his hatred to the point where even toward the end he has to scalp Scar. Even though he didn't kill him, he still wanted to get fucking revenge. Even though Scar didn't really kill him. I mean, he did the brother and the sister, but you know what I mean? Like,
I
he's
was just
so
gonna
hell-bent on this shit. Like, he's a nut.
Yeah, but I mean, they do get killed at the end. Not John Wayne, but like you said, the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So I could see him being like pretty pissed off about that.
Right,
I don't know.
but-
I don't know if it's just a let it go type of situation because time passes. Because that is a Western thing. I don't know, man. I think I need
grudges,
to
bro.
watch this
He
again.
held it, man. He was...
You come back from war, he's already probably fucked up coming back from Civil War, and it's
fucking
like
all them Yankee
you know,
dollars weighing him down.
Yeah, I mean gold coins and
Newly
you know,
minted.
but it's kind of like implied that I just assumed, and I thought it was going to come out. It never did. I thought he did some freaking heist or something because he had all these
They made it
unminted,
feel like that,
these
right?
unminted coins, and he even asked him. He's like, "These are like brand new. They
Yeah,
don't,
wait,
they're
these
not
are
even
newly minted,
yeah,
and
newly minted coins."
there's almost that weird almost look and exchange that they had right as that happened where it's like, don't ask me where
I
I
was
got
just
them.
gonna say,
You know, don't dig further. This is it. You know, it's like a Three Kings situation where they are robbed like the Iraqi palace or something. Like it was weird, and it felt like a subplot that felt like it should have been there, but it never paid out.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of a character build. Just kind of figuring and like putting him in that anti-hero thing where it's like, you know, hey, he's kind of got this bad past. But he's kind of good because he's here to help us. But he's still kind of a dick, and he's probably doing things he shouldn't be doing. I mean, that's kind of how I garnered it. But it was.
I mean, he fought for the Confederate Army and all that shit. I'm
That
sure there's
upsets Jordan.
I'm sure there's a lot of things he did he probably doesn't want to talk about.
Probably got a tattoo of the Confederate flag on his arm.
But with the Ghostbuster symbol where it says no Confederate.
And then it was kind of weird because I think at the time that when they found Debbie, what was she supposed to be, like 15 or something like that?
When she was older, like after they'd found her, like
After
with
she'd
Indians,
been used
she
up.
probably was around 15.
Which is weird because they
kept saying
kind of
she's passing
alluded
around.
because he was asking. He was
He
like,
was one of her wives.
because he was like, did they, you know? And I'm like, say it. Did they rape her? Because
I'm
that's
sure
what
they
you want to say. I'm like, I know that, and it's just kind of a weird timeline to figure that he takes this little girl and basically makes her one of his women.
Wives.
You know,
Squaw.
yeah. So it was like that was kind of weird. And then he's like, yeah, I don't want her around.
Nah, she's got too much brown in her. Gotta kill her. He even like
She's like one of those white trash girls
Yeah.
in Baltimore. Just falls in love with.
If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, put it down.
Yep. And then
That's from Cocaine Bear, not from our racist.
right.
lines.
Yeah, it's about bears. Let's put
Or
some
if it's what is it?
asterisks on there.
If it's brown, lay down or something like that.
Well,
Is
yeah,
that
if it's
what it is?
brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. So whenever you're up against a bear, that's the rule apparently. Okay, going back to Cocaine Bear real quick. Real fast. I love how they start off with like facts about bears and then they cite Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
It's like fucking great. Anyway, go back. Let's go back to the search.
Did you not know that was the joke?
No, I know that's. I'm
Oh.
not stupid. I just think it's
him
funny
and I,
for
like, laughed
other
out loud
people.
immediately.
Yeah.
No, I know the joke.
Okay.
For other people, that.
Well, I don't know, man. I can't read, so I'm fucking
Man,
stupid.
it really hit a nerve, didn't it?
No, I'm just-
Fucking A.
Anyway.
I'll write you a letter.
What's Wycombe?
Wikipedia.
How do you say that?
Wikilapedium and.
Oh, now we're back to the searchers. Anyway, back to the Wikiuplopedia.
So.
Wiki up. How racist.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
Big gulps, huh?
no.
see you
I'm
later.
trying to think of like anything that really stood out about this movie. I mean, they had idiot characters like every other movie in the fucking 50s and 60s had to have. Like one of them was like mentally challenged, I think.
I didn't realize how much you did not like it.
I didn't like this movie.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like you played it off like, well, Scott hit another home run, and I'm watching it yesterday going, this is the most boring 2 fucking hours that I've ever felt.
It did
in my life.
feel
I was
very...
anticipating that because you guys had talked about how, you said, wow, this is super long. And I'm like, I was actually in
2
a pretty
hours.
good space today when I watched this movie.
Headspace. Don't you got to say the words.
No, like I was
Say
in, like
headspace.
I was like, I wasn't tired. I
Yeah.
wasn't. The first half of this movie goes by really fast. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like,
Still
I don't know what
another
these
hour.
I don't know what these guys fucking saw, man, because I'm like, this is moving quite along.
I thought it hung out too long.
The
on
last
there was
hour,
a lot of.
the last hour does drag a little bit,
I
but you get kind of like the resolution kind of.
I just
towards
thought
the
that
end of it.
everything hung out too long. Like there was too much talking about like one thing. Like you're like, I get it. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Like even the part where she gets found and it's like, you got to go back, and she's like, nope. And then it's like,
And then they
why?
go back, and then
Yeah.
it's like, we interrupt the wedding, and then there's a fight, which is kind of funny. No gouging. And I was like, all right, that's
Dude,
entertaining.
when he kicked him right in the chest.
Oh, man, he fucking flying kicking his boots, man. I did LOL. That was pretty good.
so I don't know, man. I can see why you wouldn't like it.
Why wouldn't I like it?
Because
This is where I want to, like, I want
Because
to
you
know
think
why
it-
you don't think I liked it.
because you think that it's too much like, or there's better movies that do the tropes in this film better.
Part of it, yes.
Okay.
I think I'm at a point now where I've realized, and it's not just this movie, I don't think I like Westerns.
Oh,
I don't think I like Westerns from the 50s, 60s, whatever. Like, I like
That's-
Tombstone, but
that's fair.
Tombstone is a Western that was not filmed like a
What
Western.
about Once Upon a Time in the West?
I enjoyed that, and I think that's the standard I'm holding everything else to now.
So I
Even
would-
though I think that movie was very long and it dragged in parts, and there was parts where it's like, cut it out, hurry up, move on. I think the scope of that movie is now what I've compared everything else to.
Didn't you
and-
pick a Western?
You did.
I did.
I think
Yes.
The
both
Wild
did.
Bunch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
did
don't think
Wild
Jordan's
Bunch,
done
Once
any
Upon a Time in the
Westerns.
West. Yeah,
right.
and
Okay.
then
I thought
done the
for some
Searchers.
reason I thought you picked the Western. No, that's
But like
fair.
I like things like 3:10 to Yuma. I like Tombstone. I
Those are all
think I
Westerns.
like more. But see, I think what I like is more contemporary westerns versus westerns from the golden age of westerns. Because so far they've all been very draggy, boring, basic storylines.
I think it was
I
more
don't connect
real.
with.
It was more real Western.
I
You know what I'm saying? As
Oh
opposed
yeah,
to
the
like,
Comanche guy who was played by an Italian Jew.
correct.
Right, with blue eyes.
It's I think like Tombstone is
That
very
angers you?
No,
Tombstone's
it's
very
just I
character.
think if we're trying to say it's more realistic. No, it's not. The whole Comanche army was played by out of work Navajos. It's just like I don't think I like John Wayne. I think he was
Damn.
annoying. I don't like his acting. I think his voice was annoying.
Is this like a political thing?
No, it's nothing to do with
Okay.
politics.
All right.
I care less. Like give me a good story.
Like the
and
movie
I just,
was like he was fought for the Confederate Army, and Jordan was like,
no, these are just things about his character.
Fucking
like,
fuck that
Nazi.
guy. Cancel
No,
that
I just-
motherfucker.
I don't think he's a good actor. I think he's very one note.
That's
The
fine.
things that I've seen him in, it's him every time. Like you said, the 5 minutes he comes on the screen, it's hello, Pilgrim. Oh,
so
you're
is.
not my nephew,
It
youngin.
so is. It
Anyway,
so is.
I'm gonna pay my dues.
And
it's like,
I-
okay,
I
we get the bit.
I completely agree with everything you're
But
saying.
it's kind of the same
I
thing,
can-
and it's the same thing with like an Elvis though. Like Elvis, people consider Elvis to be like one of the greatest, and a lot of people say Elvis wasn't even that great. So I think it was
Elvis
just
stole
it was.
from everybody.
I think it was a product of the time that it was right place at the right time.
And again,
You
that's
know?
where my head is at, where it's
I'm
like
agreeing with both of
at
you.
that point in time, I'm sure this was something to marvel at. I think I suffer from seeing things past this.
Right.
And it's just not my genre, I think.
I
and,
thi-
and
I-
it's not that this movie
I
isn't
get
beautiful in cases. It showcases the color yellow and brown very well. There may have been blue. I don't fucking know.
I mean, did you not like the ending
It's a Jallo.
where he's standing in
the doorway.
and it shuts on him and he doesn't come back inside?
He's probably
Did
putting
he
the
die?
fucking no.
Did he
He
die?
didn't
No,
die.
because
That's
I think
why
it's
it was-
I
He
think
was
it's
shot though.
I think it's
he
the
was
comfort.
shot 5 years ago.
I think
You
it's the
wouldn't know.
comfort of going back into that house.
When was he shot? Was it the time
And he
where
gets
was
left
riding
out in
when
the
he
desert.
was riding toward two Indians and they were literally shooting at him and no one hit him somehow? This movie is terrible.
But you gotta understand,
Terrible?
Not
Well, I wouldn't
They-
go that far.
not terrible,
guns
but-
back then were like point blank.
they were literally holding the barrel.
That's
up to
where they
his
got
fucking-
the Star Troopers.
Yeah,
or
the
Star
bullets
Troopers.
didn't
Storm
fly like they
Troopers.
do now. Fuck.
Oh, the stormtroopers are Indians.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're the searchers.
All
Um,
right.
No, so
I
I completely agree with you. I don't like westerns. I like this movie. I don't think it was a 5 out of 5. I thought it was an easy layup. I don't like John Wayne. I think he's annoying as shit.
right.
But I thought the rest of the movie was pretty good.
I think
like,
the guy who played Martin was okay.
Yeah,
Like, I felt for his character.
I felt like I had seen those people before, and I don't know where. So I don't know. Maybe that's just
What do you mean
me.
those people?
The the actors.
Fuck, such a
Um,
racist show.
I felt like the guy, right? I felt like the dad who played Louise, like the Louise's dad.
Yeah.
He almost reminded me of Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka. Like he had that look.
Yes.
And I'm like, is that Grandpa Joe?
The
I had to look
preacher?
it up.
The preacher?
Not the preacher.
Oh.
Jeffrey
The dad.
Hunter is in nothing really that he's in.
I just said it.
A lot of westerns.
Felt
Yeah, well, I'm
like
sure.
I've seen it.
A lot
But
of
I
fucking
completely
Yeah,
westerns.
they all
agree
lived in that one house, and they filmed like 5 westerns a year.
a day.
We're
No,
blocking for the next one.
but I
Bring in Leone.
I completely agree, and I'm worried because there's movies I still haven't seen, like Fistful of Dollars and $2
Well,
More. and
I'm
Good, Bad,
fine
and the
with
Ugly.
continuing down that road.
No,
Like,
but
I'm
what I'm
not
saying
saying
is
I'd never
I'm
want to watch a
worried.
fucking western.
I
But
personally
why
am
do you
worried
worry?
that it.
Like, if you don't like it, who cares?
I spent
You
lots
don't
of
have-
money on that
It
stuff.
doesn't matter. You don't have to like the thing. Well, that's your problem.
Yes.
By the way, I had to spend $5 to rent this
The-
fucking
these-
movie.
fucking
the
dick
older,
asshole.
$5.
Anyway.
I only spent like $3.
I got the
HD version.
$4 or something.
Yeah, they only had one version on on Prime.
Yeah, it was HD.
It was
buy it
HD
for
or
13.
SD, and they were both the same fucking price for both. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going HD today.
Pilgrim.
John Wayne says, buy the HD, Pilgrim.
I think with westerns though, is like the older westerns you get, you're going to get like probably more realistic versions of westerns. And as you start moving forward,
Westerns
you're going to
of
get
the time, yes.
Yeah, you're going to start getting like with like I was saying with Tombstone, it's going to be more character, more above, like bigger than life kind of characters, and it's more driven that way with like fancy, battles.
It's not even that. Like, I like things like I love the series Deadwood. I love Tombstone. I mean, to the point, like, I do love westerns, but like I said, more to
But
contemporary.
Tombstone's based on a true story.
Well, yeah.
Searchers is not based on anything.
I'm not saying it has to be based on anything. I'm just saying, like, I think those are the
It's
types
based
of
on
westerns
reality.
that I enjoy. Like,
Reality.
Quick and the Dead is not a great one, but
The
Unforgiven
reality
is a
of like,
great one.
living in the West. It was like
that was an accurate portrayal.
I would say it's probably pretty darn.
Hey, he likes that Adam Sandler western.
No, I mean you have to understand that it was like they were living in a different fucking time. Dude.
Oh, I
It's like,
get it, man.
You know,
It's just like RoboCop is the same thing.
Jesus Christ, that was
I'd
like
buy that for
futuristic,
$1.
man.
It's-
You're talking about
It's past.
you're talking about like the 1950s, and they were doing shit from like the 1800s.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It's
Correct.
not realistic. It's just a movie
I mean,
for your
it's-
entertainment.
I think there's some embellished facts, but I think you get a lot of reality
But you think
in old westerns.
I mean, they were probably closer. I mean, obviously closer to the time frame where that was probably still on the minds of some of the octogenarians of the time. Like they still had people that were alive in the 1800s when this, like in 1956, it wouldn't be hard to believe that someone that was born in 1890. You know what I mean? Like, so they had that closer tie to the Western versus us now making a Western. We have to think 100 and some odd years.
no, I know, but I'm just arguing that they're realistic. It'd be like, I watch a lot of war films. I've been to war. They're not realistic.
Yeah, but were you in the Vietnam War?
No,
That's what I'm saying. Is so how do you compare? You put something like
I'm saying that they've made movies
Platoon
about the
or
movies
some shit
about
up
the
there.
war that I've been in, and it's not realistic.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is a lot of like as we get into movies now, things are mainly embellished for theatrical presentation.
They weren't embellished
Back then. I think there was to a kind of a point, but I think that was what they knew. It was it's like, oh yeah, we're going to keep it as realistic as possible, and we're going to add a little bit of cinematic.
I love the realism when Scar and the other Indians were coming after John Wayne and Martin's tucked behind a rock because I don't want to get shot, and John Wayne's just leaning against the cave wall going like this and just shooting as if no one's going to hit fucking John Wayne.
John Wayne's invincible.
That was very accurate of the time.
What, he's stupid?
But if you go back,
shot by something.
but what I was trying to kind of like prove earlier was that like when I was talking about the guns, and
I understand the accuracy.
They do
wasn't
talk,
there.
yeah, that the accuracy was within like so many feet that
I
they were
get
just kind of
that, but-
shooting into the air at that point.
I don't know.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that like,
I don't know. He seemed pretty
I'm not trying
accurate
to-
shooting Mr. Fetterman on the fucking rock from 1,000 paces. Seemed pretty accurate when he was shooting him in the back and then almost getting in trouble for it at the end.
Well, he's a Deadeye.
Oh, got to kill the Jew, apparently.
Jesus.
He was Jewish.
Anyways, it's okay. What'd you give it?
Me?
Yeah, a 1.5.
No,
3.5.
2.5.
Okay, that's
And it's not a bad movie. I think it was boring. It's not my genre. It really isn't. And it comes down to I think I'm just not. I want to have my mind changed, and that's why I figure let's continue to try to pick some of these things, like you said, with Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and those types of westerns and things like that. I want to watch them. It's going to be an uphill battle when it comes to trying to find something that I genuinely enjoy, because we've already hit two of probably the most recognizable, most lauded westerns in cinematic history, and I've thought they were okay. So it's going to be rough for me, but I think 2.5, middle ground. You're right. I don't like John Wayne, but I think his supporting cast was really good.
Yeah,
But for the most part, I was just kind of
I've decided that I don't like John Wayne either, but I did like this movie.
Getting you a velvet.
I would
John Wayne
definitely
painting for your
watch
room.
it again. And I thought it was an interesting film, especially knowing all the facts like from other directors. I mean, that's what makes it interesting. The movie itself isn't that interesting, but the little tidbits and stuff makes
the
it
behind
interesting.
the scenes or the history of things is usually 10 times better than the actual product that you're watching.
Knowing that Schrader watched this, then went and wrote Taxi Driver is like, okay, where was he at? Like, that makes me want to watch this movie a million times of trying to figure it out. But, like...
I want to know the comparisons. Like,
Well, and I think that's how we progress in cinema, is like people are taking things and saying, hey, this is something that, like Tarantino. Like,
would you know,
these are films that like I enjoyed, but now I'm going to make them like, I'm going to use kind of the same concepts, and I'm going to make them like how I feel like they should be made.
Old Normie Rockwell over here.
Right. Yeah, give us
I get it.
master class
I
on
get
how to
it.
watch movies.
No, and then that's I mean, it comes down to
Be
last week
surprised.
when we watched Casablanca and when we watched this. You're right. You see how it influenced other directors, and you see that fingerprint on other stuff. I just, I like the other stuff.
He's like, I just
you know what I
hate
mean? Like,
John Wayne so much.
fucking asshole.
So yeah, I gave it a 3. I would definitely see it again. I would go to the theater to see it actually.
I would actually choose Once Upon a Time in the West over this to
but
see in
I
the
would,
theater.
Stole it again, but that's okay. I was just gonna say I think that Once Upon a Time in the West is a better film. It's a much
I
better
honestly
film.
do too.
But I think
and I know-
utilized this as like a, how can we make it better?
I know John Ford gets like jerked off so far. This is the only movie I've seen from him. So far, not
Not a good start.
not
for
a
your
great
John
start.
Ford.
And I did, and I said I
education.
did like this movie. I just don't think it's the best movie.
Yeah, like I want to watch stuff like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
But
even
you
though
just-
I don't
it's
want John
Western.
Wayne. That's what I'm saying though. I still want to see these things.
But it's like a
feel
John
like that-
Ford. It's like at that time,
He knew how to be a cowboy.
yes, he was the guy that was directing all the movies people wanted to see.
Correct.
So you're comparing, like, and that's as we.
So in
and
30
that's, I
years
think,
from now, they'd say the same thing about Tarantino. I thought
maybe
it was good.
maybe somebody takes
Maybe.
Tarantino's ideas and takes them to a whole other level, and then they're like, yeah, Tarantino was okay. I just don't see the whole hype on Tarantino.
I'll fucking fight him.
Well, because, but like Tarantino has done 2 westerns. He did Django Unchained and he did The Hateful Eight. I think Django is a much better movie than Hateful Eight. I thought Hateful Eight lingered too long. It's a long movie.
I don't consider Hateful Eight
It's
a Western.
It's a western. It's set in the
But I
West.
think it's a
a
really
western
good
movie.
movie.
It's a good movie. It's not his best movie. You
Oh,
know what I
his
mean?
best movie is
Like,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
well, I mean, that's a
Yes.
good movie too. I'm not saying it's not a bad movie. I just, for me, like for when it comes to Quentin Tarantino, I go off feeling and how seeing Pulp Fiction on the big screen for the first time when I was in high school was an experience. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was
Mexico
good.
is a terrible movie.
Yeah, I like that movie. So stupid.
The ending is so stupid, and it makes
Yeah,
you want
are
to
you
fist fight
Mexican or
Scott.
Mexican?
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm blind. I'm going to shoot you now." Anyways, so what'd you give it, Scott? It's your movie. 5 out of 5.
No, I was probably about a 3.5. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Like I said, second half, I think kind of the speed slowed down a little bit, and I think that's where it kind of felt like it was a lot longer. I didn't feel that in the first hour of the movie. I mean, I was kind of, when you pass that halfway point, I was just like, okay, where
are you gonna go?
Let's get to the end here. I think that's kind of how I felt. But I didn't I think there was some stuff that happened along that way that kind of drew me back in, and like I said, I did enjoy it. I could see where this is like it's a ground, like it's a concrete base to a lot of where other movies went, and I can appreciate that. Again,
Beep, boop, bop, bop.
like Jordan was saying, I do find like that there are some better westerns that I think are more enjoyable to watch and are more exciting, like i.e. Tombstone which is probably up there as one of my favorite
maybe,
westerns.
I was going to say that, probably, but see,
Unforgiven.
Tombstone, 310
never
to
seen
Yuma, like
Unforgiven.
those are all.
I'm just kidding. I've totally seen Unforgiven. I just wanted to see.
I was going to
because
gloss
it was-
over because I just.
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
at that point. You're like, let's not get into that. It's on his list of 2023 movies.
That's why you love Unforgiven so much, because it's a western about being tired of being in the West.
Well, and that's what I think. That's what Unforgiven did better than The Wild Bunch, where it's like The Wild Bunch, they were at the end of their rope. They knew time was creeping on them. They were at the end of their, the old West as it was. But Unforgiven, I think, did that better. Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I want to, like I said, want to continue down this road. I really want to visit a lot of these things. It'll be hard to impress me when it comes to the older Westerns. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
You are always wrong.
Next week, Cowboys and Aliens.
No, I saw that.
That's
why
I made
in
a Cowboys and
trouble.
Aliens joke the other
Dude,
day.
I got in
when
trouble
Harrison,
with that. Oh, go ahead.
So when Harrison Ford was here last week, I made a joke to my brother about it, and he goes, "What would you have said if you went and found him?" And I was like, He's like, what? That, you love Han Solo or this, all that, you show your tattoo. And I was like, no, I would have pointed my finger in his chest and said, why did you make Cowboys and Aliens?
I
That
tried.
was a shit movie.
I tried so hard to meet him, but it's all good.
Oh, so jealous,
Um,
right there.
I was literally driving, and Kim texted me. She's like,
Get there.
Yeah, and I was on the freeway. I was like, okay. And I went, and the guy was still talking about it. And I was like, oh, so if I shake your hand, is it like I shook his hand?
Right.
And he's like, how did you know about it? I was like, you posted
on
about
the
it.
internet?
You posted it.
Social
He was
media,
like-
bro.
He goes,
Seconds ago.
I sent that to my wife. She must have thrown it up on the fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, that's where a lot of bad shit started in my life was during Cowboys and Aliens, because
That's the turning point where it all went wrong.
no, just like
The
friend
hot
wise,
button.
that's when I was still friends with that guy that's dead, Brian, and he I went with
like
him
3
and
weeks
his
in a row.
girlfriend, and I was
rest in peace, bro.
I was talking to this girl at the time who I thought, oh God, I thought I was going to marry her. And I was texting her during the movie. I was being an asshole. I was being a total asshole. This guy kept freaking out like every time I pulled out my phone. Justifiably so. I'm the asshole.
Aaron's like, listen, you curly-headed.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Was that the movie?
yes.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, he, so at one point during the movie, he finally like grumbles enough. And I'm like, dude, there's fucking a million other seats. If you have a fucking problem with it, move. And once again, I was the asshole. At that time, I didn't think I was being the asshole, but years of knowledge and me about to die of a heart attack today has made me realize that I was.
This come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, he's examining his life and where he's
So,
going. And
We get out.
One regret.
We get outside, and this guy is justifiably mad, and he's screaming at me in the parking lot, which I'm.
it continued?
Oh yeah,
even
which I'm
better.
ignoring. So I turned around, and I
Not my
said,
dad.
"Fuck you and your Jufro wife."
Oh, I've heard this part of the
And,
story. I didn't hear the lead up.
Yeah, and that got him going. Like, got him
Well,
to walk
yeah,
away from me.
I would,
But, like-
I would say that would probably get me going.
Yeah, they not going. Like, they left. They were just like, okay. we're
Oh,
not
he
gonna
didn't even
give
want to
it- No,
she didn't have to hold him back or
No,
something like that.
he
He was
was-
just like, I'm so justifiably
just-
mad
he didn't
that
know
I'm
what
going
to-
to kill him.
Yeah, he didn't know what
He was
to
probably
say.
so astonished at
He
that
was just
point.
It's like someone would say that
He was just like, "Fuck you," blah blah
in
blah.
2006.
I was like, okay, and yeah. Then Brian stopped being friends with me for a while, which makes sense. And then and then his girlfriend like
Racist
never
bastard.
talked to me again. It wasn't even racist. She wasn't Jewish or anything. She just had a big afro.
No.
I don't know why you said Jufro.
I understand that you're not racist. I understand that you maybe don't think that's racist. You literally told him his wife had a big Jew-fro. That's not exactly the most PC thing
he's
to
like,
throw out as
he's
an
like,
insult.
I was young.
Like, it wasn't like, this person with big curly hair, Jewish, he had a Jew fro. You said it as a derogatory
Yeah.
statement toward his wife. That's
did.
inherently what makes that statement racist.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
not that you are.
I wasn't. I didn't think it was racist, so it wasn't like I was going for the racism. You know what I mean? It wasn't
I
like
know.
so. Not that it makes it any better, but
He's
yeah.
No.
He's like, I was just going to hurt her feelings.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to really make her upset.
I think I said your fat Jufro wife. Which,
Much, much worse.
Yeah, that makes it better.
And more layers.
so
That's
Cowboys and
fucking
aliens ruined everyone's lives. Anyways, so next week, or
Snack
not next week. Next week is snack
Next
show,
week's snack show.
and we bringing it, guys.
We have a
think
lot.
We do have a lot.
Because I got those chips.
Yes,
I
I
got
got the
two
chips,
different
too.
sodas.
Two different.
I have the Peeps,
have
and then I have
Peepsy.
the new
Coke?
Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah,
And I'm going to
I
get...
see it everywhere now.
I know. Fucking I got it 2 days before it technically was supposed to release. I was all excited. I got it early. And then now it's fucking everywhere.
I've
And I
seen it
still have to
at-
wait another week.
I've seen it at fucking Circle K.
Uh-huh. They're just little 20-ounce bottles. It's like, fuck. I may want to get like a full sugar. So if you find a full sugar and grab like a 20-ouncer,
I know that they have one.
do
so
that
I
because
will
I
do that.
always know that the taste difference is there. I know the Peep soda doesn't come in a
I got
zero
a whiff
flavor.
of it.
We saw the.
I smelled it
Peeps.
too. I gave
Yeah.
one to Emery on Wednesday, and I smelled it. And I was like, "This smells like marshmallow and Pepsi."
Yeah.
Why'd you have a
Yeah.
whiff of it?
Because
I
somebody
wanted to
was
oh.
somebody in my van at work.
Oh,
opened
he goes,
one up.
This guy walks in. The consensus is in. Everybody's saying it's gross. It's
No,
like
I
one
said
guy. he
everybody
knows
I
has
was
the
gonna
word.
said.
say, Emery
No, I
was
said everybody
okay.
said the Peeps Pepsi is disgusting. Is what
Everyone
I-
or
is what
one
I-
guy in your van.
Everybody that I've heard that has tried it has said that it's gross.
I know 3 people that have tried it. My daughter said it's okay, and you would think a kid would be all over that. She said it okay. Eric said it's overly sweet. And my brother, I gave him one before I came
but
here.
he thought it came out last year and it didn't.
It did, but not
Right.
wide.
Correct.
No, I know.
You had to send in for it.
Yeah. And then my brother, I gave one as in
That's
on
why I
my
bought
way
my
here.
own 6-pack just in case it's good.
Well, I got the little colas like you did,
Same,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna bring in enough for all of us. But and then he said he likes it, so I'm like all over the place with opinions. So I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm kind of excited to try it.
I've heard it's
We've
incredibly
got the kettle
sweet.
corn peeps. I'm gonna get 2 of the Monster hard cider alcoholic drinks because you can buy them singles at Total Wine. So I'm gonna grab 2 flavors.
Okay.
Just so we can sip them and try them, just to try them. They're new.
I got the
don't wanna buy
H-E-B
the
chips.
big-
They got here today.
They got there? Okay, so
Yeah.
we've got a lot of shit
Yeah.
next week.
I wanted to go to
Again-
Austin, but nobody
again-
wanted to go with me. You were going to say it, weren't you?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, again, we always think we're not going to have anything.
Oh,
and
yeah,
now
yeah,
we
yeah.
are fucking maybe at a point where we have to decide to put something
No,
inside.
no.
But
Dude, when we went to the store, me and Scott, we saw the Peeps display, and there was a ton of flavors of Peeps that I never even heard of.
there was like fruit. There, I've seen
Yeah.
the hot tamale one.
Yeah, the
There-
hot tamale ones are not new. I've
No,
definitely
there's like a
tried those.
hot cocoa one or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want this much Peeps. Like,
Yeah.
we already have the kettle
Yeah,
corn, and that seems
I'm good with the kettle
newest
corn
enough.
one.
And
But,
we have the soda bit.
We saw the 20-ounce bottles, but there were only 3 of them, and I was just like, fuck it. I'll just, because you had already bought them, so I wasn't going to.
I wasn't sure how widespread they would be or how
Right,
easily
right.
gotten. And the way I saw it is that every time they went online for like $5 for the like little 12-pack small cans,
Yeah.
they would sell out immediately and immediately go up to $25. I'm like, well, I have to get them now, otherwise we won't find
I
them.
am
And
look-
the next thing you know, pallets of them are every fucking store. So
I am looking for that ice cream, so if I find
Which one?
it. It's called I Love Cereal by Bluebell, and it's Fruity Pebbles fucking
I
ice
thought you
cream.
were talking about the mashed potato one.
I was
we
gonna-
tried that on Thursday's show.
I was going to order it. It's $85, and I just couldn't do it.
You
I
have
just
to
couldn't do
buy.
it.
Well, it's $12 for the pint, but
And
they
I was
won't
go-
let you buy 1 pint and send it. You have to buy 5 items.
So I put 3 in
all
there,
of
and
them
then 2 random flavors I'd never heard of.
Uh-huh.
It was $85
Yeah, with shipping.
after shipping. I was like, nope,
are
not for ice cream. Sorry.
on the Thursday show. Gittles had gone to the Van Leeuwen place in Brooklyn and got one, and he tried it on the show. And I still want to try it, but I can't bring myself to spend that much money on fucking ice cream.
Have him send it to us.
I was gonna try to figure out a way to either have them do it or Rob is in LA and it's a lot closer, so
Okay.
I'm trying to work something out.
Cool.
So
All right. I guess I got to pick a movie. So,
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah,
what's
what-
your, I don't even know what
movie
your-
you picking that we've never heard of.
so the movie I'm gonna pick is Young Sherlock Holmes, and that's the only movie I picked this week. And I didn't pick any other movie,
And I've never seen that, so this will be a very big surprise for me.
and I've
I've
never
never
seen
seen
it
that
either.
I beg of you, begin an investigation.
Based on what? Your imagination?
It was obviously a suicide.
Never trust the obvious.
Uncle didn't kill himself.
Before a lifetime of adventure came the adventure of a lifetime.
What's your name?
Holmes. Sherlock Holmes.
It was a girl.
Brilliant deduction, Watson.
Steven Spielberg presents Young Sherlock Holmes, directed by Barry Levinson.
There is a clever murderer on the loose, and I am going to find him.
I might get caught, and that would mean trouble.
You would let trouble ruin an opportunity for adventure. It's only a hallucination. Maybe not.
Oh my God. They're going to kill her.
Stop! She's alive!
Before the legend began.
That's gonna be great.
It's directed by Chris Columbus. He
oh,
did
then we can't do it. Apparently, he's a racist.
Oh, that's fucking
Directed by Indigenous Peoples Day.
Oh man, this episode's
Not-
off the chain.
not Christopher Columbus, you goof.
Oh,
But he directed such movies as Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
and Harry Potter 1 and 2.
Yeah,
You transphobic bastards.
I don't give a fuck. I love Harry
I
Potter.
love that game,
Give-
by the way.
You love what? Oh,
love,
me too. Yeah,
Hogwarts.
I'm not doing too well, but I'm trying. So, Dude, it's just so many buttons
I
to
got
cast
my
one spell,
hippogriff.
and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, just wait. Have you done it to where they like you can change what spell like
Yeah.
thing? So I've got all 4, and I'm like, there's so much shit. I forget where I put things.
I've had
and I'm
all
like,
4 and stuff, but like I'll be like, oh, you got to go to Hogsmeade to get something, and then it's like, oh, you've ran into like a group of dark magicians, and they all have like
different colored bubbles.
colored bubbles, and I'm like, fuck,
Where did I put all my spells?
And then it's like you have 13 seconds to keep one guy up in the air for 25 minutes, and it's like, wait a minute, what? So I'm like, yeah, it's just hard for me as an old man, but I love it.
Yeah,
So.
Every 3 seconds I'm going Revelio. I just
Me
want to
too.
find shit all the time. Revelio.
Yeah,
Revelio.
everywhere.
I got a
Everywhere.
hippogriff.
Stupefy.
Love it.
Apparently, fucking Reducto kills your ass.
I am.
You are a fucking.
I'm on the path to get Crucio currently. So
Oh, nice.
When I
Wow.
leave here,
You must-
I'll go.
you must
I'll
be
go
almost done with
Hogwarts
the
it up.
game.
No, like 20%. Like I'm doing all the
Really?
side missions.
Yeah, I'm doing that too, but I'm not getting a lot of them. I just got like Merlin's fucking. Start to unlock Merlin's fucking.
Oh, Alohomora.
No,
no. I was talking about the locks. Sorry.
I haven't even got that yet, but I'm saying
Just
like
wait.
I
You
just
get to meet the most British Korean guy that makes you go fucking into the teacher's lounge to go get a statue.
no, but well, I picked up this dead kid's owl statues. Have you done that?
No, I'm doing the demiguise statues for the Korean caretaker.
But you haven't done the owl guy. It's a ghost.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
The one that you need to go find the pages, and like he got his head cut off. Or
he got his head cut off, but it's not pages. It's owl statues, and you got to put all the statues on the fucking.
Maybe because your house is different. You went on a
Maybe.
different path.
I don't know.
Welcome to I'll Watch It Later.
Anyways.
Where we play Hogwarts Legacy.
That's right.
Anyway,
I'll
so
do a whole hour
you're
on that. You're.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan.
and Scott.
Big Ops, huh? Well, see you in 10 minutes when we re-record this.
Rebellio.